Welcome to the Coyotes.
Appreciate it.
Can you walk us through what's transpired over the last 24, 12 hours?
A little bit of, surprise, I guess would be the first word. But I came in this morning. Corey's kind of been battling a growing knee type situation over there, and obviously was up on an emergency call up. So backed up last weekend, and then just kind of worked through the weekend, some good reps in, and then just got a workout in this morning. And then before I went down, I asked Corey how he was feeling. He said he was going to play, so kind of figured I was going down back to Binghamton, and then Ray just kind of asked if he'd talk to me before he left. So standard procedure there, and just kind of say good news, bad news. And bad news was Corey was going to play, and good news was an opportunity kind of came for me to get traded and come over here.
I talked to a few people around the Devils who said you had a really good camp this year. Was this just a tough situation to crack here at this point?
Yeah, I mean, over my time here, it's been a lot of fun for me. I mean, I've had great opportunities. I made my debut with them. They drafted me, so top to bottom, I know the organization extremely well. I'm friends with the Zamboni guys. Like it's obviously been home for a long time. And then playing wise, I got hurt. Over the last 2 years, I had a shoulder injury that kind of reoccurred that we had to take care of, which was obviously good for myself to kind of get that behind me, and a high ankle sprain, which is just nature of the beast. So with those behind me, when I have played, I've played great, and I feel really good about my game. They signed Keith this summer, 2-year deal, and then having Corey long term, it was obviously going to be, not to wish it upon anybody, but an injury situation or maybe a deadline move between Keith or myself if I had played well enough in the American League to kind of get that step. But an opportunity arose here where Ray even said to me, it's a good opportunity for myself to kind of get the opportunity to take a job and play and show the rest of the league what I've been waiting to do.
What would you say about your development over the last couple seasons, what you've worked on, where you've taken some strides?
I think with the age of getting older, 25 now, it's just, if you kind of call it older, but I feel very mature in the net. When I was younger, it was sometimes you feel like you have to reinvent the wheel if you get scored on certain situations, and I've had great goalie coaches through Jersey's situation and in both levels, but for myself, it's just my game has been made, and that I think is my biggest strive. Is nothing changes for me on the ice anymore. Each day is the same performance, the same work ethic, and it pays dividends. It's worked down there, it's worked up here when I have come up, and obviously through preseason and the opportunities I've had. So it's just for me, I think I'm very clear-headed and very level keel, but I'm calm, cool, and collective all the time. So I think that's kind of my biggest asset.
It's pretty common at this position, though, right? That you need those a little more time.
Yeah, I mean it's obviously tough. Sometimes you get in situations where it's hard mentally. You get some teams rush guys, some guys in different situations have opportunity come earlier. Through my years, my very first year when I was in the East Coast Hockey League, Marty had hurt his elbow. And that was like the last time I see an injury until when I made my debut 2 years ago when Corey had hurt his knee. So I mean my situation's been few and far between from chances, but when I've had them, I've taken full advantage and hope to do the same thing here.
How do you view this opportunity, and what have they told you about it?
For me, it's just kind of come in and do what I do best. I'm getting paid to stop the puck, so I'm not going to come over here and try and change anything in the room. And I've met some guys briefly, and I just met the second busload now, so did a little handshake line. Yeah, so they've all been nice so far, and I met the staff, and everyone's treating me well. I made a few phone calls, and it's just take it day by day. I'm not going to get too far excited. It was a little different because you don't know anybody, or something through the lineup. And I've played against Cousins. Glenn Denning growing up was a junior or not junior, sorry, middle-aged guy I played against, and then Deming and I were in World Juniors camp together. So there's a few guys I know, and then we'll just kind of see what happens. I'm not going to get too far ahead of myself.